Hi everybody, this is Landon. Um, Today I'm going to show you how to change the JSON file for the NXP Gazebo simulation, as well as change the track and how to add your own objects to the simulation world um, by using configuration files. So first off, I'm going to show you how to change the JSON file. So if you go to your ROS2 workspace folder and go to source and then go to sim gazebo bring up, you'll see that there's a launch folder in here. So you want to actually select the launch folder and then open sim gazebo launch.py. And within this folder, or within this file, contains everything that sets up the simulation. So it reads your JSON files, it spawns the car and the track, and basically just does everything to launch the simulation. So in order to change your JSON file, which is basically a file that contains all the different configuration options for the simulation, you can go to line 52 in this simgazebo.launch.py, and you'll see here that it has genparams.json. So you can go in and create new JSON files for different configurations that you want to use. And all you have to do is go in here and change the file name. So for instance, all I had to do to update you guys to milestone 4 was do genparams underscore milestone 4 and then save this file, and it would launch with that configuration. So that's all you need to do to go in and change what JSON file you're using. Now, for actually editing the JSON file and changing what track you're using, as well as adding and removing objects to the simulation world, you'll actually need to go to the Sim Gazebo Bring Up folder and then go to the config folder. So within the config folder, there's a few JSON files here. You guys will have more because I haven't actually updated the simulation on this laptop yet. But you'll see like milestone 3 and milestone 4 in this folder for those of you who actually participated in the NXP Gazebo summer camp. So let's close that. Now, as for sorry, close this out. So for general params, you'll want to go into this file because this is the file that we're using, and you'll want to go down to the world params section. So it's sort of at the bottom. This is the top. You've got your setup where you set up all of your different repositories, all your ROS nodes, and all that good stuff. But once you get down to world params, you'll see here that we have a multitude of configuration options. The only thing that you need to worry about for changing the track is this embed model 0. So the first model that we spawn in the simulation is always going to be the track. And all you have to do to change the track is change the model name and then the name that you provide to the simulation. And typically the name that you provide to the simulation will just be the model name of the track with an underscore 0 behind it. If you wanted to add multiple tracks to the simulation, you could, and then you could just add a new embed model and give it a 1 or something. And then also we have a pose, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. But if you go to your ROS2 workspace folder and you go to NXP Gazebo, and then you go to the models folder, you'll see that we have a multitude of models here. And there's 3 tracks currently included. I think actually you guys might have an extra track. But here we have NXP Raceway, NXP Raceway Octagon, and NXP Raceway Overpass. So to actually change your track, you guys will probably have something else here, but I changed this to Overpass. And this will actually spawn the Overpass track within this simulation. So if I go ROS2 launch sim gazebo bring up and then tab that, you'll see that we have an overpass track that was actually never used in the summer camp. But this is what it looks like. It's got a tunnel with a sort of bridge going over it. And it's quite a fun track to use. But you'll see here that because I didn't change the other models from the simulation, we have some models left over. So if you want to actually add models to the simulation, all you have to do is go to Insert up here in Gazebo. And then we have all these models that you can use to your disposal. So one cool one is something like a Mars rover. So we can add that Mars rover in here, and maybe we want to add a pine tree. So we can add a pine tree over here, and then let's say you want to add a April tag with ID 7 to the track just because you want to test out some April tags. You can scroll up and hit the April tag over here, and then just place it on the track. Now this is going to be a temporary assignment to the simulation world. If you want this to be permanent, all you have to do is go to World, and then click on the model that you want to include permanently into your configuration. And then you'll see that it comes up on the left here. Now, if you look at the bottom, you'll have property and value, and we have pose within this little configuration area. And you'll see that you have X, Y, Z, roll, pitch, and yaw. So if I want to add this to the simulation, all I have to do is go to my text editor, and let's say I want to remove the stop sign. So I'll just change this to Mars_rover, because in the simulation you'll see that the name of it is Mars_rover here. And then I'll change the name of it to Mars_rover 0. And then if I want it to be in this spot, I'll actually just take this data here and copy it into the pose field within the configuration. So I'm going to do something approximate. It says about 0.5 and about 9.0. So I'll do, for pose, it's going to be XYZ, so 0.5. And then, yeah, 9.1 is okay. And then I'll make this 0. And I'll make this 0. So this will be X, Y, Z, and then roll, pitch, yaw for the pose. And then if I save this and I go to my terminal and I stop the simulation and I restart it, you'll see that now I no longer have a stop sign within the simulation, but I have a Mars rover. So that's how you actually add models to the simulation. And like I said, there's tons of different things in here. You can add a Coke can so the car can actually see that and run it over, act like a bowling ball, bowling pin, and it causes us to go off track. You can add a collapsed, some of these are very large, so you don't want to use them. But, there's a gazebo for the gazebo simulation. Number 1, so you can add blocks. Maybe you want to write some vision code that recognizes a number. Maybe using AI or something with OpenCV, you can add these blocks. You can add a power plant, which is massive, so I don't think we're going to add that. You can add a stoplight. And these are actually, this stoplight I think is actually configurable to where you can make the lights turn on and off, but I don't really know how to do that yet. But yeah, like I said, there's all sorts of things that you could add to the simulation. There's a raceway, there's a HoverGames drone, yeah, all sorts of stuff that you can add to this. So yeah. If you guys have any questions about this, just let me know. And if you want to let me know, you can just send me an email at landon.hauk@nxp.com. It doesn't like that. Oops. Yep, landon.hauk@nxp.com. Just send me your questions to that email, or you could go to the NXP Gazebo Summer Camp technical support channel and send me a message there. So, yep. Thank you guys, and good luck.